Alright, so, the 10 greatest basketball players of all time. The 10 greatest to ever do it. This list is about what the individual has done. Of course, championships will play a little bit of a role, but I don't think you should judge a player off a team achievement. I feel like this video will get a better understanding of my basketball takes. So with that being said, let's get into the list, starting off with number 10. Number 10 on this list, I got Wardell Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the 2 active players on this list. So now let's get into the reason why he's on the list. Starting off with his career averages. Steph Curry's career averages are 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. But now let's talk about his best season. His best season being his 15-16 year. In his 15-16 year, Steph Curry averaged 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. He also led the Golden State Warriors to a 73-9 record, while being the first and only unanimous MVP. He was also in the 50-40-90 club that year, doing it for the first and only time of his career. So now let's talk about his playoff career averages. For the playoffs, he had a career average of 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. His 2 best playoff runs, in my opinion, was the 18-19 year and the 21-22 year. First, let's look at Steph's 18-19 year. In Steph's 18-19 year, he averaged 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He also had shooting splits of 44, 37, and 94. And he led the Golden State Warriors to the finals. But now let's talk about his 21-22 year. That year, Steph Curry averaged 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He had 45, 39, and 82 shooter splits, and he led his team to the NBA Finals, in which they won in 6. But now let's talk about Steph Curry's career accolades. So, Steph Curry's career accolades. He's been named to 8 All-Star teams, won the scoring title twice, been named to 8 All-NBA teams. He's a 1-time All-Star MVP, 2-time MVP, which one of them being a unanimous MVP, the first Western Conference Finals MVP, 1-time Finals MVP, made the NBA's top 75 team, and of course, won 4 NBA titles, with 2 of them being back-to-back NBA titles, and all 4 of them coming in the span of 8 years. He also has the most threes made in NBA history. So, with all that being said, that puts Steph Curry 10 on this list. So now let's move to number 9 on this list. Number 9 was a hard one for me. So from 9 to 6, all of these are interchangeable. So 9 on this list, I got Tim Duncan. I heard a lot of Spurs fans who saying this. But let's get into the top about Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was the focal point of one of the greatest dynasties of all time, winning a total of 5 NBA championships during his 20-year career. But let's talk about some of the other things Tim Duncan has done during his career. Tim Duncan during his 19-year career had made 15 All-Star teams, been named to 15 All-NBA teams, made 15 All-Defensive teams, won the All-Star Game MVP in 2000. He's a 2-time MVP, 3-time Finals MVP. He made the NBA's top 75 team, and he has career averages of 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. He also won the greatest playoff performance of all time. So all that being said, I got Tim Duncan number 9 on my list. So now let's move on to number 8 on the list. Number 8 on this list being Kobe Bryant. For some people, this might be a little bit too low for him. But like I said, 9 through 6 are interchangeable. So now let's talk about Kobe's 20-year career. So over Kobe's 20-year career, his career averages are 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He played in 18 All-Star games, made 15 All-NBA teams, named to 12 All-Defensive teams, led the league in scoring twice, was a 4-time All-Star Game MVP, a 2-time Finals MVP, won the MVP in 2008, made the NBA's top 75 team, won 5 NBA titles, and of course being the only NBA player to ever win an Oscar, winning his Oscar in 2018. And with all that being said, I got Kobe number 8 on this list. Now let's move on to number 7. Number 7 on this list, I got Wilt Chamberlain. Let's just act like for a moment everything he did was true. I don't see why he shouldn't be top 10 all time. I mean, allegedly, the guy scored 100 points in one game, and then he had career averages of 30 points and 22 rebounds. He also had a season where he averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds. He also probably averaged like 5 blocks too, but sadly, blocks wasn't being counted back then. But let's talk about Wilt Chamberlain's long list of accolades. During Wilt Chamberlain's career, he was named to 13 All-Star teams, led the league in rebounding 11 times, named to 10 All-NBA teams, was a 1970 All-Star MVP, made 2 All-Defensive teams, a 4-time MVP, led the league in scoring 7 times. He was a 1972 Finals MVP. He's a 2-time NBA champion, and he was named to the top 75 team. And with that being said, he's number 7 on this list. So now let's move on to number 6. Number 6 being Shaq, the most dominant player in NBA history. Let's first start off with his career averages and his best season. Shaq's career averages is 23 points a night, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks a night. His best season was in the year 2000. That year, Shaquille O'Neal averaged 29 points and 13 rebounds, and also with Kobe Bryant led his team to the NBA Finals. But now let's talk about his accolades. Shaq was named to 15 All-Star teams. He was also named to 14 All-NBA teams. He won Rookie of the Year in 1993. He led the league in scoring twice. He made 3 All-Defensive teams, won 3 All-Star MVPs, was the MVP in the year 2000. He's a 3-time Finals MVP, a 4-time NBA champion, and made the top 75 team. But now, let's get into the top 5. Starting off with Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't really know if this is a hot take or not, but let's get into it. To me personally, Hakeem Olajuwon is the 2nd greatest center of all time. Now let's look at why I say that. So Hakeem Olajuwon had career averages of 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. He was a 12-time All-Star. Led the league in rebounds 3 times. Led the league in blocks 3 times. He's a 2-time DPOY and made 9 all-defensive teams. He's a 2 times Finals MVP. Won the MVP in 1994. Made the top 75 team. And he's a 2-time NBA champion. He also had one of the greatest playoff runs in NBA history. In the 1998 playoffs, Hakeem Olajuwon averaged 37 points and 16 rebounds a night, while also getting 2 blocks a night. And during his back-to-back finals runs, he was able to take these Houston Rockets teams to the finals. Basically him doing it all by himself. And with all that being said, I got him number 5 on the list. So now let's move to number 4. Number 4 being Magic Johnson. So Magic Johnson to me is the greatest point guard of all time, while Steph Curry is the best. But with that being said, let's talk about Magic's career. So Magic Johnson's career averages with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists. He was named to 12 All-Star games, led the league in assists 4 times, led the league in steals twice, was a 3-time MVP, a 2-time All-Star Game MVP, a 3 times Finals MVP, a 5-time NBA champion, and he was of course on the top 75 team. With that being said, I got him number 4 on this list. But now let's move to number 3. Number 3 on this list is the greatest center of all time, that being Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's get into his career. So Kareem was the 1970 Rookie of the Year, led the league in block 4 times. He was named to 19 All-Star games. He led the league in scoring twice. He was named to 15 All-NBA teams. He was named to 11 All-Defensive teams. He's a 6-time MVP, a 2-time Finals MVP, and a 6-time NBA champion. And with that being said, I have him number 3 all time. And now let's move to number 2 on my list. Number 2 on my list is Michael Jordan. All he's gonna come after me for this one. But yeah, I accept Jordan's greatness. I do think he have a reason for being number 1. But for this list, I just can't put him there. But let's talk about his career averages. Michael Jordan have a career average of 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Although I don't have him as a GOAT, I do accept him as one of the greatest scorers of all time. I think him and LeBron are neck to neck when it comes to that. But let's talk about Jordan accolades. Michael Jordan was named to 14 All-Star teams, won 10 scoring titles, which is the most in NBA history, was a 3-time steals champ, was an MVP 5 times, won 6 Finals MVPs, and of course, winning 6 NBA championships, while having a finals record of 6-0. But now let's move to the greatest basketball player of all time, which is of course LeBron James. Me personally, I think LeBron James is the GOAT. And I think he's been the GOAT since 2016. But let's talk a little bit about him. LeBron has been into 18 All-Star games. He's a 4-time MVP. He's a 4-time Finals MVP. A 4-time NBA champion. He led the league in assists and won the scoring title. He also had 30,000 plus points, 10,000 plus rebounds, and 10,000 plus assists. And with that being said, I got LeBron James as my GOAT. Alright, so you made it to the end of the video. I think that means you should like and sub. Or don't, that's your choice. But alright, that's all I got for this video. I'm out.